You know that feeling when someone asks, "What are your weekend plans?" and your heart sinks because your honest answer is nothing? You just want to stay home, and suddenly you feel like you need to defend yourself, make excuses, pretend you're busier than you are. But here's what nobody tells you: wanting to stay home doesn't make you boring, it makes you honest. There's a special kind of quiet that only exists at home. It's not the quiet of loneliness, it's the quiet of safety. When you hear the hum of your refrigerator, the tick of a clock, and you realize nobody needs you to be anywhere else right now, that's peace. Most people don't get it. They see someone who loves staying home and think antisocial, afraid, hiding from life. But that's not the truth at all. For some people, home isn't running away from life. It's the only place where they can truly live. Think about it. Out there in the world, everything is loud. Everyone is performing. You have to speak louder to be heard, smile wider to fit in, pretend harder to seem okay. It's exhausting. Scientists say some people's brains process the world more intensely. Bright lights hurt more. Loud sounds overwhelm faster. Too many conversations drain their energy completely. For them, staying home isn't lazy, it's survival. But it's deeper than that. Home is the only place where you can drop the mask. All day long, you wear different faces for different people. The work version, the friend version, the version that knows what to say and when to laugh. But when you close your door, all of that melts away. What's left is the real you. No performance, no pressure, just existence. Here's something strange. You can be surrounded by people all day and still feel invisible. But the moment you're home alone, sitting by the window with tea in your hand, you finally feel seen by yourself. That's the magic of solitude. It's not isolation, it's intimacy with your own soul. Our world loves loud people. We celebrate those who are always busy, always posting, always doing something. We treat silence like it's suspicious, stillness like it's failure. But there's power in knowing how to be alone without feeling lonely. Real fulfillment isn't always found in noise. Sometimes it hides in the pauses. There's an old saying, if you don't go within, you go without. People who love staying home aren't avoiding life. They're processing it. They're recovering from overstimulation. They're reconnecting with what's real. When you're always around people, your identity splits into pieces. You become different versions for different audiences. But at home, you're the only audience that matters. You get to be whole again. Studies show something fascinating. People who spend intentional time alone score higher in creativity and emotional intelligence. Not because they're smarter, because they're reflective. They process their feelings instead of running from them. They observe their thoughts instead of drowning them out. Think about when your biggest realizations happen, not at crowded parties, not in busy cafes. They come in the shower, late at night, during quiet walks. That's the hidden power of staying home. Your mind finally gets the silence it needs to speak clearly. But here's the problem. Many people who love staying home feel guilty about it. They scroll through social media and see everyone else at parties, on trips, smiling with friends. They feel like they're failing at life, like they're missing out. But that's not the full story. Everyone's chasing peace. For some people, peace just looks like staying home, and that's completely okay. When you're at home, your body stops producing as much stress hormone. Scientists call home a low-threat environment. You don't need to defend yourself or perform. That's why your thoughts feel clearer at home. That's why emotions suddenly surface when you're alone. Your guard drops. All the feelings you held back all day finally rise up. It's not weakness, it's healing. People will say, you need to get out more. You're wasting your youth. But staying home doesn't mean doing nothing. Some of the most meaningful growth happens behind closed doors. Reading, reflecting, journaling, dreaming. These are quiet revolutions. And when homebodies do step out, they bring something special with them. Calm instead of chaos, because they've recharged, they've rebuilt themselves, they've prepared. Your brain loves predictability because it reduces anxiety. When you know where everything is, when your space feels familiar, your mind relaxes. For someone who loves staying home, this becomes sacred. It's not boring, it's emotional regulation. Every small ritual matters. Lighting a candle, making morning coffee the same way. These tell your nervous system, you're safe now. When you spend enough time in solitude, your imagination blooms. You start seeing connections others miss. You notice poetry in ordinary things, the way sunlight hits a wall, the sound of distant laughter. There's beauty there. Quiet, but undeniable. It's a slower kind of happiness, one that doesn't need to be captured or shared. Some people will never understand it. To them, silence feels heavy. But for those who love being home, silence isn't emptiness, it's music. Here's the paradox. People who love staying home are often labeled as cold or distant. But the truth is, they feel everything too deeply. Every conversation leaves a mark. Every noise registers. When the world gets too loud, their instinct isn't to escape it, but to protect their peace. It's not fear of others, it's self-care. Sometimes people fall in love with home, not because they're peaceful, but because they're tired. Tired of being misunderstood, tired of pretending. For them, home isn't escapism, it's recovery. When you come home and suddenly need to lie down and do nothing, that's your body finally exhaling. You've been holding your breath all day, managing impressions, suppressing reactions. The moment you walk through your door, everything drops. That's not laziness, that's healing. Some people are wired for external stimulation. They thrive on movement and interaction. Others are wired for introspection. They thrive on peace and pattern. Neither is better. They're just different ways of being human. The world needs both types, the ones who chase and the ones who reflect, the explorers and the observers, the ones who make noise and the ones who find meaning in it. Your home becomes an extension of your mind, a safe space where you process life, where you sort through emotions you couldn't express outside, where you return to yourself after being too many versions for too long. And that return is one of the most important needs we have. Everyone needs a safe place to land, a place to drop the armor and just be. There's something sacred about choosing stillness over spectacle. It takes courage to say no to noise, to step back from the endless need to be seen, because in that invisibility, something extraordinary happens. Authenticity returns. You start living, not to impress, but to express. You see life not as competition, but as conversation, and suddenly, the walls that felt confining become wings. People who love staying home aren't escaping life. They're embracing it differently. They're noticing it, feeling it, honoring it at a slower rhythm. They're creating a version of the world that feels human again. When they do step outside, they bring something rare, calm energy. They don't add to the noise. They carry stillness like a gift. Because once you've found peace in solitude, you stop searching for it in chaos. You carry home inside you. So, if you love staying home, don't apologize. Don't let anyone convince you that peace is unproductive. You're not missing out. You're tuning in. You're doing inner work most people are too busy to notice. Joy doesn't always need witnesses. The best moments sometimes happen in complete silence. The sound of rain, the smell of something baking, the way light moves across your floor. You're not running from life. You're walking toward it slowly, intentionally, without the noise. You're rediscovering what it means to simply be, not to impress, not to achieve, but to feel. Because sometimes the bravest thing you can do is nothing at all. Just sit quietly in your own company and realize you are enough.